It's not uncommon to have websites that you're trying to use that have lots of advertising, lots of stuff on the sides, or links to other things that you simply don't need. It is possible to remove all of that, and also to make it easier if you're looking to copy and paste the material into another document to work with, particularly with your students. This is something called Reader View. Now in Safari, it's available natively, and for Google Chrome, it's an extension. Now there's lots of extensions available for Google Chrome. I'm going to show you just one and show you some of the features of that extension. Let's have a look. We'll start with Safari because this is the easiest one, and it's easiest because it just simply lacks a lot of features. When you're on a page and you want to strip away the advertising and the other clutter, up here next to the URL is this button here. You simply go ahead and click that, and that strips out all of the other content and makes the page much easier to read. But there's not much else you can do with it. You can change font sizes, for example. So you can change the font that's being used. You can change the font background color to help make it easier to read. You can change your text size. Really not much else you can do with it. Now for Google Chrome, you'll need to install an extension, and there are quite a few available out there. So go ahead and evaluate them all and see which one might work for you. I'm going to be suggesting this one called Reader View. Of the 3 or 4 that I tried, this one seemed to be good for that balance between the number of tools available and the usability of those tools and the ease of use for those tools. I've already got it installed, but when you come to the page in the Chrome store for it, there'll be an install button here where I've got the remove from Chrome button. When you're on the page that you want to read a little bit easily, you simply need to click on the extension. Depending on the website, there might be a little bit of a lag before it actually loads up. What it does is it re-renders the page. Now, some of the things that you're able to do are over here on this toolbar. So I'm going to go through them individually and just very quickly explain what they actually do. You cross, that's just going to close the page and take you back to the original web page. This one here, which is your type controls, when you click on that, you can actually change the font type to suit you and your preferences in terms of reading. You can make it page width or narrow it down, so change the column size. You can change the size of the font. You can change the line spacing, and you can change the background color as well. Or you've got some different modes, predefined modes that you can use as well. So I'll go back to sepia because that's what it was. Now the print option, yes, it will print it for you, how it looks here, or you can distill it to a PDF. But what I will say is that if you add some sticky notes, which I'll show you in a moment, they won't actually print properly. So there are some limitations to the printing. You're probably better off copying and pasting into something like a Google Doc. You can email it to someone and you can save it. Now the options for saving, you are limited to saving it as a HTML. Now the HTML file can be opened in Google Docs, it can be opened in Word, but that's the only option that you get. You can blow it out to full screen mode, like that, and then it's simply escape to bring it back. Now this is the really cool tool that I like, is that you can turn on what they call design mode, and that gives you these editing tools here. So when it's in design mode, what you can do is you can actually delete any text that you don't want. So you can go ahead and edit the actual page, like so, and you can change the font face and so forth. So you've got all your different editing tools there that you can use. And then when you close out of it using this cross here, it takes you back into the original mode, but it does contain the edits that you've made. There is a text-to-speech option as well. Now if you go ahead and just click it from here, it will start at the top of the page. If you want it to start at a particular point, you simply need to highlight the first word in the section you want it to read out to you, and then go ahead and click the button.
An annual honor for unusual accomplishment.
And then you just click it again to stop it. When you're using the text-to-speech option, there's a few things you can change. You can change the volume and you can change the readback speed. My experience with changing the readback speed is not great. It doesn't do a particularly good job. You can also change the accent or the voice that's being used by clicking here where it says EN at the moment. And then you can choose different voices or different languages. And then you've got your playback controls here as well. You can turn your images on and off. So you can show the images if there's any there. So there's the image there, or I can hide the images. You can also increase or decrease the size of them as well. And then for note taking, you can add post-it notes or sticky notes such as this. Now the challenge with the sticky notes is that they don't print particularly well. So I would say that the usability of the usefulness of the post-it notes isn't great. And then you've also got the navigation button down here, which will help you sort of work your way through the document as well. Okay, so that's the reader tool for Safari and for Google Chrome, or an example for Google Chrome. If you've got any more questions, come and find me and I'll get you sorted out. Have a good one.